Not a harmful table, especially if this is a, 3-month deal. By the time we get up and rolling, this could be broken out possibly, hopefully for the spring or early summer.
I can certainly email Mr. Thompson, try and get him on the phone, and try and acquire that information for you. If not, Councilman Davis sounds like he's running with them this weekend.
That's good. So I'm a yes.
All right. Councilman Davis, yes.
Council President Phillipsburg.
Well, Vic, I don't know. Yeah, we're good. Okay.
Council
Moving forward.
President, just 1 second. I heard just briefly that someone might have wanted to pull something else out. Just want to remind council that we do have the option to reconsider if there's something that you wanted to discuss prior to moving forward. That is one of our options. I know I heard chatter down there. I just didn't know if there's anything you guys wanted to reconsider.
Did you want to pull something else?
I didn't know if we wanted discussion. Mark mentioned it, but I didn't know if we wanted discussion on the 2018-182 that was added late. It's the Phillipsburg Library room.
I mean, I'm comfortable with it.
Mark, I just want to clarify what we were talking about. Mark was under the impression this was coming in significantly below what we were told. It's actually exceeding it.
Correct.
This is phase 1. There's going to be 2 phases of it that they're recommending to get phase 1 done, so it's probably going to be over $100,000 higher.
I thought it was 50,000 higher.
Is how much?
Because it's 300 for this phase and 150 for the second phase. I thought we had appropriated 400.
We appropriated 400,
Okay.
yeah. I thought it was even more than that.
That's I think.
Oh, they said an allowance for change orders,
Okay.
so.
Understood. Thank you. Okay.
Okay. We're all on board? Repair library roof? Okay.
Yeah.
Moving forward, we go with old business. Ordinance number 2018-23 was tabled. The amendments were in process. The ordinance of the Town of Phillipsburg, County of Warren, New Jersey, adopting revisions to the Riverfront redevelopment plan. I would ask council again to continue to keep this tabled until we have the infrastructure impact study from our town engineer, and none more so. We read about the raw sewage. I really do believe that our infrastructure needs to be taken a look at by Stan, and once we have the clear from them, then I would be willing to go ahead and untable it and pass it, but it's up to the council as a whole. Does anyone want a motion to untable?
Can I comment? The only thing, I would ask we get this ready at least, because it still reads like the original proposal, not the one that was revised, amended, or the second amendment to the revision of the redevelopment plan. Keep that straight. But the word empty still doesn't appear in what is tabled here, so that does need to be revised yet. No, it wasn't done, I checked it twice. So until that's made, I don't think we can untable. I personally said I don't have a problem with it, I just assumed let it go forward, but
Okay.
we do need that change made before I can consider.
Council, are you okay with keeping this table?
I am, yep.
Councilman Davis? Are you all right?
Yeah, I have no issues.
Councilman McVeigh?
Good, sir.
Councilman Lucci says
Good.
yes. Council Vice President? Okay. So we will keep ordinance 2018-23 tabled. We next have resolution 2018-152, which is the resolution authorizing the mayor and the municipal clerk to execute a lease agreement between the town of Phillipsburg and Norfolk Southern Railway Company in an effort to clean up the agenda. We're now going on 2 months to obtain a new lease. We can always put this back on. I would like the motion to untable until we have it. This way it doesn't appear, continue to appear.
Sorry, what were you asking?
So I'm going to motion to untable
Just so we can
resolution
vote it down.
2018-152 and then vote it down, or vote to remove it until we get a new lease agreement dated 2018.
I'll second.
I'll second that.
Okay, so motion to untable, roll call?
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Colbert?
Yes. Now we have a resolution 2018-152. Motion,
Motion to postpone indefinitely?
Yes.
I'll second.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Colbert?
Yes. As soon as we have the updated lease agreement, we can go ahead and throw it back on.
Just out of curiosity, may I ask if we ever received a new lease from the No-Toes lot, Wykoop?
Nope, and I did reach out to the Department of Transit after reading the article in the newspaper, and we still do not have permission, so.
We have the existing leases still in order, but not.
Correct. I was told refer to the existing lease, and when I asked questions, I was told refer to the existing lease. And I asked again, and I was told refer to talking to the state is an excellent experience. I advise everyone to give it a shot. Nope, they told me refer to the existing lease, therefore we still cannot collect. New business, Councilman Lutz.
Nothing right now.
Council Vice President.
Well, we talked about the Board of Ed, so that is new. Let's see, Saturday we have Purple Palooza going on in town. Sunday we have a new business opening downtown. I know I will be there. I don't know if everybody's going to be in attendance, but there is a new business opening downtown on Sunday. That is a grand opening, Lease Services. And I actually had an idea driving through town this weekend because I just love autumn. It's my favorite season. And the Halloween decorations are amazing around town. I was shocked at Christmas because I drove up and down almost every street in town, and I love the decorations. So if nobody opposes, I'd like to reach out to the local photography club to get a little contest of some kind going. I know we don't get paid anymore, but I'll think of something creative as a reward. But I'd love to do some kind of fall autumn decorating contest because
We're not getting paid.
we don't get paid anymore.
Oh, all right.
These are fake, they say zero. But if no one opposes, I would just love to do some kind of autumn decorating so people could drive around and know what houses to look at and visit, because I don't have young kids anymore, and
I think it's part of the,
Do we? I thought the town ran one.
I think it's part of the Oktoberfest that the kids do.
Okay.
downtown,
They do a haunted.
the kids.
I
I just, people's homes are decorated so
I
nice.
don't
They go
oppose.
around and they nominate them.
I like driving around and looking at everybody's decorations, I think it's wonderful. I like to see people taking pride in this. Up and down South Main Street, they're all decorating their front porches, I think it's fabulous.
Awesome.
Is your house decorated?
Yep.
See? That's yours?
With an awesome wreath.
Mine's going to get hung up tomorrow.
I haven't got yard signs, that's it, but Councilman Bay, are you decorated?
No, I decorate myself and stand out front.
Is anybody opposed to me having fun for autumn? No. All right, that was it, that's all I have.
Okay. Councilman Davis.
I have no new business.
We have fun occasionally.
Councilman McVeigh.
Are you gonna bring it to Halloween?
I am, yes.
I'm good.
So, I have new business I would like to bring before council. I spoke earlier about changing the trick-or-treat hours from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. on the 31st. If there's no opposition, I'd like to go ahead and make that motion.
So moved.
Second.
Wait a second. Okay. Roll call.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Colbert?
Yes.
I would like to let add, no, for the extra hour of getting candy, we're not liable for any back injuries to the children who overfill their candy bags, so.
And they have to drop them off at 9. Now I'm going to get my address out and get in trouble. So we can. Wait, man, we're done with that already. New business is over. This is a record, right? We're moving in record time
And
here.
this is a big agenda.
It really is. So, now that I just said that, we are moving forward to public petitions. This is a time where the public can speak. Again, I ask for everyone to go ahead and remain quiet, respectful, and we will, please feel free.
Connie Fiocco, 147 Lewis Street. If you need any kind of prizes, Danielle, I'd be happy to donate a Halloween wreath as part of the prize. There we go. If you do that. I know this is petty compared to everything that's going on in town, but I would like to know what the status of the Walters Park sign is. Several months ago, the mayor told me it was being worked on. I haven't heard anything since.
I don't,
I know he's not here, so I just would really like to.
Vicky will find out for you.
Okay. And the other thing was we were told that there would be a second traffic study on Lewis and Fulton. I have since almost seen an accident in the intersection, and that has not been done yet.
So I spoke with the town engineer and Chief Stetner today, and I received the results from the last traffic study, and we've ordered another traffic study, okay? Chief Stetner will have that little white machine out there to collect the result. I am pushing very hard, and I did tell Stan that this evening, I want a stop sign. If we ever can have a stop sign at every intersection on Corliss Avenue that is 80 yards wide, we should be able to have, and I'm exaggerating, but we should be able to have a stop sign on Lewis Street. And if I did take notice, and I will share the results with the rest of council this evening, I apologize because I did receive them from Chief Stetner right before coming to the meeting. The average speed was 40 miles an hour. So on a 25-mile-an-hour street where cars are packed back to back or front to back, and you cannot see, the little kid darts out, and God forbid that should ever happen. I really do believe that the stop sign takes precedence over losing any child any day of the week. So I do believe
Part of the issue as well is when you're on Fulton to take a right on Lewis, the cars are right up to the corner. So it's
Right.
very difficult. You gotta come all the way out in the intersection just to see.
Right.
And a lot of times you come out there and there's no car, and then they're going so fast and there it is. And that's how a mail truck almost collided with a white SUV. I still have a picture because they came this close.
So,
It is dangerous.
No, I agree wholeheartedly.
appreciate your effort.
no, that's okay. Believe it or not, I saw Miss Pierce last night, and she reiterated the same to me while I was in a headlock and said, if you don't get this done. So I called first thing this morning. So,
I'm having, I know he's not here, and I don't even know if it's okay for me to say this, but I'm having a little trouble with the mayor always saying he's transparent, and he's available to serve the residents 24/7. That's what he said in the article. But like on his Facebook page, you ask him a question and he just ignores you. Most of his comments are blocked, so you can't even see comments. So how is that transparent? It's very frustrating. He says he's there for the residents, but he's not. And I'm just sharing my frustration
I
with that
understand.
because,
I can't answer that question.
you know, Oprahs aren't being answered. I still would like an explanation as to where the $11,000 went for last year's Porco Fest.
If I
What
may,
that electric bill is going to be like this year.
I would like to say this. If I could give out an award for the amount of work done, I would give it to Vicki, because you had no idea the amount of work that she is trying to process, the amount of overs that come in, and at the same time, I mean, she brought home a stack of work with her last weekend, and I'm talking about your work duties again, Vicki. Do you waive your race notice? Okay. So,
I know it's not her.
no,
it's
but
just-
there is a lot of Oprahs that have come in, and she's processing every single one of them. So I can guarantee you, she will get them to you. And
But she has responded with what she's given. It's whoever's deciding not to give her the proper information to forward. That's my issue.
What is the next step? Then I would divert to council, because I
Sometimes
personally.
it doesn't exist either.
Okay. So then we can't find it, or it's...
So as far as the K's electric bill, I'm trying to figure out, I know that the mayor is friends with this family, so why couldn't you just call them up and say, hey, can I get an itemized list from last year's purchase? You know, with the dollar amounts. Why would that be so hard? If K's Electric can't provide that type of invoice, I mean, for business records, they should have that, for tax purposes and whatnot.
You do not?
With the dollar
I
amounts?
called her and got it.
Okay.
With the dollar
I'll
amounts
check it.
showing, adding up to that 10,753 plus?
I'll have to check it. I do have the itemized bill. How can I forward it?
Because I got an itemized list of the work that was done, but no prices on each thing
I'll check
to
it.
justify that amount. Because the mayor had said that the work was ongoing, only the invoice I got says it was 100% complete prior to the festival.
Okay.
So I don't know what the mayor meant by ongoing. No
I
confusion there.
can't answer that question, but thank you.
Just share my thoughts.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much for your comment. Is there anyone else? Name and address for the record.
Pastor Bill Slack, 441 South Main Street in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. Start by saying this. I really do believe this, and I'm saying it sincerely. I'm the chief of sinners, big time. So what I want to say, I hope you can appreciate it from me taking it in that position. I really wanted to say too, I appreciate the way the meeting has gone this evening, and the cooperation and the good discussion and the interaction that's taken place. Very good. The tension is still there. We all know that, particularly between the council and the mayor, and we understand that. I've been in pastoral ministry for 35 years now, and in that season have had to deal with reconciliation and working through circumstances that were very, very difficult, where there was tremendous animosity and anger. And I have a passage that I want to read, and I want to encourage council and also to encourage the mayor to follow some of this counsel that's given here from the Lord. And from Matthew 7, he says, "Judge not that you be not judged. For with the judgment you pronounce, you will be judged, and with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Why do you see the speck that's in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that is in your own eye? Or how can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, when there is a log in your own eye? You hypocrite. First take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your brother's eye." The bottom line is, in any situation like this, there may be a preponderance of responsibility on one side or the other, but there is never, in my experience, a situation where the entirety of the responsibility lies on one side or the other. And my encouragement to you, and it has been to the mayor and will continue to be to the mayor, as much communication as I have with him, to really consider the beam that's in your own eye, to really take the time to self-examine, to have the humility to accept responsibility for those things that you're responsible for, and even to go so far as to ask forgiveness for them. And again, I'm addressing both sides of this. I'm not, as I said, I've tried to practice this myself. I've failed at it very many times. But the only time I've actually seen reconciliation take place between warring parties, and I have to say clearly, I believe that there's warring parties at this point, and it's being, the town is suffering the ramifications of it. The only time I've seen reconciliation in warring parties is when those parties are able to step back, humble themselves, acknowledge their own responsibility, take that responsibility, and then work together through that reconciliation. So That's all I have to say. I just want to encourage the council, I want to encourage the mayor to work through this and really take ownership of our own responsibilities in this, and then move forward from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor. Mr. Martin?
Joe Minor, 392 South Main Street, Phillipsburg. Please keep listening through the whole thing.
You got 5 minutes, Joe.
I'm starting it now.
We already started, Joe.
3 seconds. Page 389 of the 9th edition of Robert's Rules of Order, rule against chair's participation in debate. If the presiding officer is a member of the society, he has as an individual the same rights in debate as any other member. But the impartiality required of the chair in this assembly precludes his exercising these rights while he is presiding. Normally, especially in a large party, he should have nothing to say on the merits of pending questions. On certain exceptions, which should be extremely rare, the presiding officer may believe that a crucial factor relating to such a question has been overlooked and has his obligation as a member to call attention to the point outweighs his duty to preside at the time. To participate in debate, he must relinquish the chair, and in such a case, he should turn the chair over. Here it specifies how and who, and should not return to it until the main pending question has been disposed of, and then there's more. End quotation. Most recently, in the meeting of September 18, 2018, at the beginning of the meeting, the president delegated that the mayor was a guest. He also implied that it was most appropriate to see the mayor at his office. Later in the meeting, under old business, Councilman McVeigh criticized the mayor for inaction. This violated 4 rules of order. It was not a tabled motion. It was not a motion. It was not on the agenda. It impugned the guest as established by the council president at the beginning of the meeting. The mayor stupidly responded. The two had at each other until the president successfully intervened. A citizen commented against the mayor. The mayor responded. President put the mayor out, but allowed the citizen and Councilman McVeigh to stay. I said something aloud. I was kicked out. The major, a systemic problem remains for the town council. The present local rules of order established the president as parliamentarian. As such, he has authoritative control of the meeting. He can and does override the rule of law that is established by the rule of order in the town code, as well as Robert's Rules of Order, which states law establishes as guidelines. There is a pattern of abuse of power that must stop. I beg Councilman McVeigh, because he professes loyalty to the rule of law, to motion the replacement of the local rules of order with the real rules of order that I proposed. Roberts and local code does not deal with public input, does not establish a path to initiating law, which you fought about last week, 2 weeks, restricts the president's input, which we can't have here, it's too small a group, and makes it difficult to override abuse authoritative order. My rules of order solve all these problems and a whole bunch more, including things that happened tonight. If you put in some rules, you must be able to participate. There's only 5 people here. All the other things, they take care of themselves if you have these rules. Please. 2 of you I know believe read them. I'm waiting for Mr. McVeigh to also read them. I think he'll get around to it, he promised. After you read them, you're the one that wants rules of order. And they would work. They would force you to be working together.
Joe, if I could just respond one thing. You noted as parliamentarian the president's not allowed to participate, but it's specifically codified in our rules of order because of the small size of our council that the president and vice president are not to be omitted from debate by virtue of their office. So it's a specific bylaw provision that we have in our rules of order that allows them to participate and vote.
Good.
I'm glad that one's there. My rules also put that in. I didn't read it in the town code, however.
Thank you, Joe.
Bill Timmon, 230 South Main Street. In relation to the contract with the railroad, PHRR is looking to expand their track. Any idea where that stands at this point? I've been working with them, rehabbing railroad. They need 100 sections done. We're up to 39.
Councilman, you do know? Yeah. The last thing I saw was a Facebook post about 2 months ago on the mayor's Facebook, and I rarely go on Facebook anymore. I honestly don't know where it's at, but I would encourage you to contact the mayor.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for a comfortable chair.
You're very welcome.
My name is Pastor Larry Vanderveer. I am administrator for 2 different organizations, one called the Coalition for Feral Cats of Lehigh Valley, and the other one is the Christian Animal Rescue. And we're out of Lehigh Valley. I must compliment the pastor that was here. That passage he said is one of my favorites. We all are guilty of that. Myself also. I'm here because I work with different shelters in the area. We do what's called TNR. What TNR means that we go trap, neuter, spay, and return feral cats to where they were brought. One of your organizations over here that's a rescue contacted us and said that in Phillipsburg, if you get caught feeding a feral cat, it's a law, against the law, and it's a fine. That doesn't work, because no matter how much you try not to feed the cats, you're not going to stop people. What happens, they start feeding them at night. And when you start feeding them at night, you bring in the raccoons, you bring in the possums, you bring in the skunks, you bring in the foxes, and nocturnal animals. And one town over in Easton, outside of Easton, Bethlehem, Easton actually came aboard and they put $3,500 to take care of the feral cats properly. Bethlehem hasn't gone that step yet. And because they haven't gone that step yet, they found a cat rabbit in Bethlehem. If that cat would have been taken care of by what we do, he would have had his rabies shots, he would have had distemper shot, he would have had all those shots, he would have been fixed. I'd like to read a little article. I won't take a lot of people. I'm looking to touch the tip of the iceberg about this tonight because I know you guys must be hungry because I have been hungry.
No, it's just that we have a 5-minute time limit.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'll do my best for you.
Thank you.
This is a article online, and it's a question asked a minister. My pets mean a lot to me, and I hate to see people neglect animals or treat them cruelly. Does the Bible say anything about how we should treat animals? God made them also, didn't he? The answer is this. Yes. God made everything that lives on earth, including animals. In the beginning, the Bible says, God said, let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, livestock creatures that move along the ground, and wild animals, and it was so. Genesis 1:24. And yes, that Bible commands us to take care of animals under our care. One of the signs of a righteous man, the Bible says, is that he takes care of the animals. See Proverbs 12:10. Even the animal of an enemy is supposed to be taken care of properly and healed until you find the enemy. We have caught animal control officers taking cats, putting them in cages and drowning them. That's highly illegal and totally immoral. We caught them. I'm a former cop. 1972 was a cop in London. 2001 was a state constable. And we made sure he got punished. He's going to jail. He's 80 years old. What we do not charge a penny for our services. What happens is that people are afraid to get the animal, their cats fixed, or the dogs fixed, because of the cost. A cost for a female cat to be fixed is about $225 to $250 as a normal vet. A cost of a male cat is about $150 to $175. A feral cat, we get it fixed for $35. That includes the fixing of the neutering and spading, distemper shot, rabies shots, deworm, deflea, de-tick, and de-mite. And it's left there gets clipped, so it's known that it's a animal that's been fixed and has its shot. The last case of a human getting rabies from a cat was 1975, and that's in all 50 states. In all 50 states, a feral cat is considered a domesticated animal. As such, all feral cats fall under the Abuse Act and Abandonment Act. I propose to work with the town of Phillipsburg to set up a TNR group. Well, we actually monitor the colony. Once the colony is taken care of and is fixed, we monitor the colony for the life of the colony. My first colony started about 3.5 years ago. We had 14 cats there. Today we have 4. 10 of those cats were caught, domesticated, and they now have homes. We have another colony in Bethlehem that the people are threatening the health board and the officials were threatening to fine the lady for feeding the cats $1,000 for feeding the cats. She cried for us to come in and take the cats away. And we don't do that because it doesn't work.
Pastor,
Yes.
unfortunately, your 5 minutes is up, but what I would do is, I would invite you back to speak to the
Definitely.
council. At the next council meeting, we'll put you on the agenda.
Yes.
In the meantime, I would like to defer you to our ACO. Have you spoken to her?
Who's that?
Michelle, right there in the
I'll
back.
talk to her before I leave.
There you go.
Now, one more thing, I'll get out of here, because I'm starving.
I understand.
You know, I put 40 hours in every week at
Right.
work, and 50 hours we take care of the cats, that's free. I give you guys a copy of this, it's
Yes.
very, 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 very good information on this thing, and I am a member of the Allied Cats.
Okay.
And they also, here's one more thing, I'll let you guys go. Down in the Boardwalk, Atlantic City, the Allied Cats, the Allied Cat Allied, Allied Cat Allied actually set up a colony down there that's doing fantastically well. Disney World has 200 cats, and Disneyland has 100.
Come on back and let us know. Give us a presentation next week.
Oh, definitely. Next week?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll be here. Thank you.
All right.
Hey, guys, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
You got it.
Thank you very much. God bless you as well.
Thank you.
Okay, is there anyone else?
Liz Paulus, 26A Glen Avenue.
You look cold.
I am.
Okay.
What is the situation with the Riverside Way pump station?
I don't know.
Why are we bypass pumping? How long has it been going on? And how much is it costing?
How much is it going to cost? Oh, how much does it cost
Cost.
currently? Oh,
Yeah, because bypass pumping is very expensive. I understand there's a pump that's out. What's the plan? Is it being repaired? Is it being replaced? You don't
That's
know.
what we just passed.
No, I thought that was for the plant.
Yeah, no, it was.
That's not for the pump station. From what I read, that's for the waste treatment plant.
You know more than we do.
You know, yeah, I was just gonna say, if I may say.
Yeah,
You
no,
know
please.
more than we knew. We did not know nothing of its bills. Nobody told us as council, nothing,
I believe it.
nothing at all.
Just go on data miner. That's where you
Went
get
to
all the
the mayor
information.
and
That's where I got
that's
the
where it stopped.
information for Lopakon Creek last year.
I'm sorry, where?
New Jersey DEP data miner. Just put in the Egyptes permit. Get all the information. Charlie Kavanaugh, reach out to him. He'll tell you everything. So, according to the article that was in the paper, well, at the last meeting, I asked Mr. Schreck what the status of the NJEIB loan for the infrastructure, the $8 million, what the status of that was, and he said that it had not been submitted. But according to the article in the newspaper, the mayor says it has been. So has it or has it not? You don't know.
I know nothing.